The revelation of Judge Greg Mathis' affair has sent shockwaves through the public, leaving many in a state of disbelief and disappointment. What started as mere whispers and speculation quickly transformed into a confirmed scandal when the well-respected TV judge, renowned for his calm and fair demeanor on screen, admitted to engaging in an extramarital affair that resulted in the birth of a child outside of his nearly 4-decade marriage. This scandal not only tarnished his reputation, but also had a profound impact on his family life, overshadowing what many once viewed as a model family. Greg and his wife, Linda, had shared nearly 39 years together, raising 4 children and cultivating an image of stability and success. Their marriage was often highlighted as an example of how couples could endure and thrive despite life's challenges. However, beneath this seemingly perfect exterior lay long-brewing tensions and unresolved issues that ultimately led to this heartbreaking outcome. When Linda Mathis decided to file for divorce, citing Greg's infidelity and the fact that he had fathered a child with another woman, it became evident that this was far more than a typical marital disagreement. This betrayal cut deeply into the core of their relationship. Linda had endured years of Greg's unfaithfulness, trying to keep their family intact despite the emotional turmoil she experienced. For years, she had remained silent, hoping the affair would come to an end and their marriage could be salvaged. But when it became clear that Greg's actions had resulted in the birth of another child, she knew she could no longer stay in a marriage that had caused her so much pain. In July 2024, Linda filed for divorce, a decision that shocked both their fans and the public at large. After nearly 4 decades together, the news of their separation left many reeling, and as more details emerged, the situation grew increasingly complex and painful for all involved. Greg's admission of the affair marked a significant turning point in this unfolding scandal. When he finally addressed the rumors, he confirmed that he had indeed engaged in an extramarital relationship, which resulted in the birth of a child. His confession was filled with regret, as he acknowledged the immense pain he had caused to his wife and children. However, what made his statement even more controversial was his attempt to justify his behavior. According to Greg, the affair wasn't something he had planned or actively sought out. Instead, he claimed it developed over time due to feelings of neglect and emotional disconnection from Linda. Greg suggested that Linda had become distant, focusing on their family and other responsibilities, leaving him feeling isolated and unloved. In his mind, this emotional void drove him to seek comfort and companionship elsewhere, ultimately spiraling into the affair. This attempt to shift some of the blame onto Linda did not sit well with many observers. Critics were quick to point out that, as an adult and a public figure, Greg should have taken more responsibility for addressing his marital issues. Rather than seeking an affair as a solution to his feelings of emotional neglect, many argued he should have communicated his concerns with his wife or sought counseling. Instead, his decision to engage in an extramarital relationship only deepened the rift between them and caused lasting damage not only to their marriage, but also to their entire family. His explanation seemed to minimize the seriousness of his betrayal, framing the affair as something that just happened rather than a series of conscious choices that hurt his wife and children. The fallout from Greg's confession was both swift and significant. Linda, who had remained largely silent up until that point, suddenly found herself thrust into a very public divorce. The media extensively covered the story, leaving fans of the couple stunned by the details that emerged. Linda's choice to file for divorce was seen by many as a courageous move. After nearly 40 years of marriage, walking away was surely a difficult decision, particularly given their public persona. However, it became increasingly clear that she could no longer support a man who had betrayed her so profoundly. The knowledge that Greg had fathered a child outside their marriage was a burden she could no longer carry. For Linda, the time had come to prioritize her well-being and move on from a relationship that had caused her immense emotional pain. While many sympathized with Linda and supported her decision, others questioned whether divorce was truly the right choice after so many years together. Some believed that, given the length of their marriage, Linda and Greg should have found a way to work through their issues. These individuals felt that after nearly 4 decades, the couple had built something worth saving, even in the face of such a betrayal. They argued that every marriage experiences ups and downs, and that perhaps, with time and counseling, Greg and Linda could have repaired their relationship. However, for Linda, the affair and the resulting child were simply too much to forgive. The damage to their marriage was irreparable, leading her to make the difficult decision to end it. The financial implications of the divorce also added a significant layer of complexity to the situation. Given the length of their marriage and the absence of a prenuptial agreement, the division of assets is expected to be intricate. When Greg and Linda married in 1985, they were in a much different financial situation. At that time, Greg was not yet the TV star he would eventually become, and they were still building their life together. Over the years, as Greg's career took off, they accumulated considerable wealth. However, the lack of a prenuptial agreement means Linda is likely entitled to a substantial portion of their assets, including spousal support, property, and a share of Greg's earnings from his long career. Having been a homemaker for much of their marriage, raising their children and supporting Greg's career, Linda has a strong case for seeking a substantial settlement. Many believe that without her support and dedication to their family, Greg would not have achieved the success he did. While Greg focused on his work, Linda managed the household and raised their children, allowing him to dedicate himself fully to his career without the burden of day-to-day family challenges. Now that their marriage is ending, Linda is asking for what she feels is her fair share of the wealth they built together. As the legal proceedings continue, media fascination with this high-profile divorce remains strong. The absence of a prenuptial agreement means that asset division could become contentious, with both sides likely fighting to protect their interests. Linda, having spent nearly 4 decades as Greg's wife, is entitled to significant compensation for her role in supporting their family and his career. On the other hand, Greg will need to balance his desire to protect his wealth with the acknowledgement that Linda played a crucial role in his success. The legal battle is sure to be lengthy and complicated, with the outcome significantly impacting both of their lives going forward. While Greg's professional career has been severely damaged by this scandal, Linda is embarking on a new chapter in her life. After decades of being primarily known as Greg's wife, she now has the opportunity to carve out her own identity. Her decision to leave the marriage and start anew resonates with many women who view her as a symbol of strength and empowerment. No longer willing to tolerate a relationship that does not value her, Linda's choice to walk away from a nearly 40-year marriage has inspired others to prioritize their own happiness. At its core, this story reflects the complexities of relationships, particularly those played out in the public eye. Greg Mathis' affair serves as a stark reminder that even the most seemingly perfect marriages can harbor deep-seated issues. It also underscores the pressures that accompany fame, as public figures often feel the need to maintain a specific image, even when their personal lives are unraveling. For Linda, this marks an opportunity to move forward and create a life that is truly her own, free from the pain and betrayal that characterized the final years of her marriage. As we watch this story unfold, it's impossible not to wonder what the future holds for everyone involved. Will Greg be able to salvage his career and rebuild his reputation, or has this scandal caused irreparable harm? And what will the next phase of Linda's life look like as she navigates the challenges of starting over after nearly 40 years of marriage? Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Greg's explanation for the affair is valid, or is he making excuses? Should Linda have stayed in the marriage, or was divorce the right decision for her? Was Greg's justification for his actions reasonable, or did he merely attempt to deflect responsibility? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into the Mathis scandal engaging, don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama and similar stories from the world of celebrity and public life.